Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm Fremont Unified School District Superintendent Jim Morris. It may be only January, but FUSD's Student Support Services Department is already preparing for the 2016-17 school year. The district recently hosted several enrollment information meetings and will soon be accepting registrations for all schools and nearly 35,000 students in our district. Our enrollment is growing. Several schools are over capacity, so it's a challenging job to register new students and enroll families as they come into our community. Accommodating everyone wanting to attend FUSD is becoming a challenge, but we have staff who are working really hard to accommodate parents. To try to make the process as stress-free and easy as possible, we have two of our incredible staff members with us tonight on Community Conversations, our Director of Student Support Services, Mr. Greg Bailey, and our Coordinator of Student Support Services, Dr. Denny Marenko. Mr. Bailey and Dr. Marenko have been working really hard educating and informing the community about the process. Can you talk to us a little bit about where we are currently and what's happening with enrollment for next school year?
Where we are currently, we held 3 enrollment informational nights in December. We are starting sibling registration starting January 4th through the 12th. Parents may pick up the sibling packets at their child's home school, and then they can start turning those forms in to the district office as early as January 13th. And then our big TK and Kinder registration will begin priority time February 8th, and that will go through March 18th. And then in April, it will be anybody who missed that priority time or any 1st through 6th graders that need to enroll in the district.
So if a parent is just looking for information now and they realize, wow, there were meetings in December that I missed, what should I do? What would we say to that parent?
Well, what we've done is we keep our website updated regularly. So one way is by logging on to fremont.k12.ca.us. On the left-hand side of the website, you'll see a quick links, and you'll click on enrollment, and it will take you to the page where you'll see announcements for the current month as well as the process on how to enroll. In addition to that, we welcome families to come drop in to our district office. We're in room 123 at 4210 Technology Drive. If that is a challenge coming to our office, then they can also email us at sss@fremont.k12.ca.us. And then lastly, if they would like to call, they can always call us at 510-657-2350.
So you alluded to a little bit different process for families that currently have students and those who are enrolling new for the first time. Can you repeat again what that difference is and what the different dates are for those families?
So one of the biggest changes that we have this year for enrollment is we further centralized our enrollment process specifically for siblings. So last year, sibling registration occurred at the school sites. This year, families will still pick up sibling enrollment packets at the school sites, and they will this year submit them to Student Support Services. They'll submit them by attendance areas to our office. No appointment will be necessary. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Parents are encouraged to drop their forms off during their attendance area window period.
And so if I'm a parent and I currently have students in the district and I pick up the packet at the school and I'm bringing it into your office to take the next step in the process, are there directions, things I need to have ready, items I need to bring with me to complete that process? What are the things a parent would need to start collecting now so they're ready when they come in?
That's a great question. So what the school site will do is they will verify that the child is in fact a sibling. Now, regardless of the sibling enrollment period, or if you're a new transitional kindergartner, or if you are enrolling during the 1st through 6th grade period, there are a series of documents that we will require for completing enrollment. One of which is proof of residency. So we want to make sure that we prioritize enrollment for our Fremont residents, and examples of that is a current lease agreement or a mortgage tax receipt, as well as documentation of immunizations and proof of birth. So an example of proof of birth would be a passport, a baptismal record, or a birth certificate, which we would not keep copies of, but we would just utilize that as a verification of age.
So if a family lives in another district or another city now, and they're moving to Fremont, I know I'm going to be moving to Fremont next school year, what would we tell that family?
Well, we would first tell them, thank you for choosing Fremont as one of the, as a school district that you plan to enroll your child in. We have, all our schools are great. We have very passionate and caring individuals at each of the schools, and we would share with them that once you move to Fremont and you have established residency here, then it would be at that point that we would begin the registration process. In preparation for that, we would invite and encourage families to look at our website, or they can email us or call us, so that when they come and move in to Fremont, that the transition is as smooth as can be.
And how would a new family know which school will my child be going to?
On our website, on the home page of FUSD, on the quick links on the left-hand side, there's a little drop-down that says School Locator. You just type in your address and you hit search, and it will list the elementary school, the junior high school, and the high school that your child should be attending.
And so if I do that search, is that guarantee that I'm going to be able to attend the school that's listed as my neighborhood school?
Unfortunately, it's not. We do have some overcrowding in some of our schools, and that way some of our students who live in that attendance area are not able to attend their home school. We do have a process for that. We make sure that the process is fair, and we do share that process with the community if they ask us. But unfortunately, we do have some schools that have overcrowding. They'll be placed on a wait list and overloaded to a different school. We try to get them to their closest school if possible, and then also within that attendance area that they're in.
So you've talked a little bit about the registration process or enrollment process at the elementary school level. Is it different at the junior high and high school level? And to talk a little bit about what those differences are.
The main difference is that the secondary schools will do the registration at their secondary school site. Also, in all the springtime, all of our junior high and high schools have open houses that they encourage new students to come, get a feel for the school, meet with some staff there, get a tour of the school. But the registration for the secondary schools will be done at the school site. We enroll all elementary school students here at the district office.
And so for a secondary student, in addition to proof of residency and the other documents of a new secondary school coming in, are there additional documents a secondary student should bring with them when they come to enroll?
I think it would be helpful if they had a current transcript. That makes it go a little bit smoother. But anytime we get new students, we do request a CUME folder that includes the student's transcript, but there will be no other information needed at the secondary sites compared to the elementary sites when it comes to documentation.
One of the things that you mentioned was students who are overloaded. And that may be a term of art that somebody isn't familiar with, but I know it's a hot topic in our community. Can you talk about what does it mean when a student is overloaded, and talk a little bit about that process so that enrolling new families are at least comfortable with the lingo and what we mean when we talk about you may be overloaded. It sounds pretty serious.
Yes, and we can appreciate that it can sound and cause anxiety for families, and the things that we assure families is, again, that all our schools are great schools, and again, caring and passionate educators and community leaders at each of the schools. The term overloading refers to when a school, when we enroll more students in a school than the school has current capacity for. So once we have a student that we attempt to enroll at the home school, but the home school does not have space, then, as Mr. Bailey had mentioned earlier, we look to find placement at a school that is closest to that home school.
And so what's the information that we would provide to families who may have students in our schools now and their students are currently overloaded? How do we let them know? What's the process for informing them when space opens up at their school and they can go back?
Our school sites are very on top of where students are on the wait list. They do a very good job when the student moves or drops from their school. They call the very first person on that wait list back to that home school, and then they have an order that they go through. So the order is you start with the first student that's number 1 on the wait list. If that student refuses, they will go to number 2 until they get that spot back. Our schools are very much instructed to do that as soon as possible, and to call parents as soon as they know officially that a student has been dropped from their school. They inform the parents of that overload list.
And if a parent is coming into our community and they want information about, well, are there special schools? Are there magnet schools in Fremont? Special programs that I can get information about? How do we make that information available to parents?
We do. Okay. Yeah. We do have magnet. We do have a science magnet program at Matos Elementary School. That is a science magnet for all grades, and then there is a Mandarin immersion program that we have hosted and housed through Azevedo Elementary School, and we currently have 3 Spanish immersion programs: one at Blakehow Elementary School, the second at Grimmer Elementary School, and the third at Vallejo Mill. And when families come to enroll with us, we provide them information about these programs so they have that opportunity to apply for those programs if they believe that this would be a good opportunity for their children.
And also, it's the same enrollment process. You go through the same process. There is another application that families would have to fill out. That application comes out in March. But all of our sites, our immersion sites, have 2 parent nights and maybe a visit to the site. And those dates will be listed on our websites, so parents can go to those schools at those parent informational nights and ask those questions to see if it's a good fit for their child.
So if a parent were interested in, for example, the Spanish dual immersion program at Blakehow Elementary, they could go to your website or the Blakehow website and they'd see information about opportunities to go and look at the program and meet some of the staff members and visit it. Are there magnet programs or special programs like that available at the secondary school level?
Yes, there is. We have a Japanese program at Mission High School. We have the Center of Creative Arts at Irvington High School.
And can you talk a little bit about those programs and how they're different than any other school in the district?
How it's different at Irvington, the Center of Creative Arts program, there is an application process, and there is a limited number of seats available by attendance area, but it is an application process. I think what's unique about that is that they have to take a CCA course all 4 years to be remaining on that CCA waiver. Same thing with the Japanese program at Mission. The students have to take the Japanese class all years that they are currently enrolled at Mission. So they have to be still affiliated with the magnet program to stay at that school site.
Are there any events? Recently we held some enrollment workshops or enrollment preparation meetings for families. Are there other events coming up that new families or families who are enrolling additional students in our district would want to visit or be aware of or become more knowledgeable about?
I think the dual immersion parent nights, if Mallows has a parent night, make sure that they pay attention to the secondary sites when they have their open houses. Even at the elementary site, they all have open houses in the springtime. It's just a good feel just to walk around the campus. You can speak to staff members, you can speak to other parents, possibly get involved in PTO or PTSA, whatever they offer at that site. We will be posting stuff on our website about any informational nights that might be upcoming. So it's important that they do check our website because it's we're trying to keep that up to date as much as we can.
And if we wanted families to have in their thinking and mark down on their calendar, here are the deadlines. I'm coming into school next year. I have a new student who will be enrolling. Can you go through again, what are those deadlines that families need to be aware of and mindful of as they're planning out getting ready for the 16-17 school year?
So one of the key deadlines is January 4th to the 12th for families who have children who are siblings. The January 4th to the 12th window is when families can go to their home school to pick up pick up enrollment packets. And then between January 13th and February 3rd, families, depending on their attendance area, have a certain window to submit those sibling packets to Student Support Services. Beginning February 8th until March 18th is our priority enrollment period for transitional kindergarten and kindergarten students. And then for any first through sixth grade students enrolling in our district that are new students, that period begins April 4th.
And if I'm planning to enroll a new student, how much time will it take? How much, when I make that appointment to come in and bring those documents in, or if I come in to drop off the documents, how much time do I need to plan to spend to complete that process?
We believe, and we've gotten better every year, and we're able to get families out between 20 and 25 minutes. And we have a strong and very knowledgeable crew of enrollment specialists that are very happy to serve our families and be as efficient as possible, so that appointment is a quality appointment and we can get them in and out within 20 to 25 minutes.
And if I need support in a language other than English, is there something that a parent needs to do so that you can make sure that person will be there to help them?
Absolutely. We do have language text that can assist with various languages. In addition to that, if there are issues or challenges with accessing a computer or you need to print materials, we do have a set of computer terminals that families can access in case they're missing a document or need something else to print out.
If a new family were coming in and they wanted additional information, or they wanted to hear this again and see this again, how would they go about getting that information? You know, I can't remember, I just have this question. Mm-hmm. What are the supports available to help them complete that process in as smooth a way as possible?
Well, first, what we had mentioned to families in our December information meetings is, as families are anxious and excited to enroll in our school district, some of the homework that we had given families was, in preparation, our website again is updated, so printing that information out and reading through what the enrollment procedures are and what the requirements are is something that we encourage. In addition to that, we do avail ourselves during the workday as on a drop-in basis for families to ask us if they have additional questions. We've also posted our timeline on our website. In addition to that, the PowerPoint presentation that we had utilized on those December information meetings, we do have on our website as well.
So we also have FAQs on our website that have the questions about enrollment and overloads.
So I think the bottom line of what you're saying is, yeah, we understand this is a complex process. If you haven't done it before, what are the documents I need to bring? What are the forms I need to fill out? If you need reminders, the team in Student Support Services is here to support you and help you through that process. Anybody need to get the last word in on what we do in Fremont Unified to welcome new families in?
Well, one additional item that I wanted to share as well is that some families are concerned about whether or not their proof of residency is going to meet our requirements, or if the immunization records are current and up to date, or if their proof of birth is sufficient. We encourage families to provide those documents to us beforehand, so that when they do come in for an appointment for those TK and K priority periods and first through sixth grade, that they also are comfortable and know that when they do come in for their appointment, they know that we will be accepting those documents. So any pre-planning is something that we also encourage. You also reminded me about one other item that is important, is that while we offer drop-in delivery of sibling packets to our sibling families for the 16-17 school year, the TK and K families, as well as the first through sixth grade enrollment periods, will require appointments. And we do have an online appointment system that families will utilize to make an appointment. On our website, there's instructions for that. One common question that we get is, will the system crash when families make appointments? And we have numerous families that enroll at the very same time, and we have not had that as an issue, and we're confident that the system will withstand the traffic.
And so that enrollment online registration for new students opens up on what day?
The TK and K window and priority period begins February 8th. What we have been able to do this year is we have been able to open the opportunity to make appointments beginning February 8th. They can make those appointments on February 1st, as early as 12 a.m. in the morning. So what we will be doing is we will be monitoring that. Once that enrollment period begins, they can start making appointments February 1st at midnight for appointments starting February 8th.
And that window closes on what day between February 8th and?
And March 18th. So for those families that are transitional kindergarten and kindergarten families, that priority period is from February 8th to March 18th. Those are the families that, if their homeschool participates in the school lottery, to be considered and to be eligible for the lottery, they must have completed their enrollment by March 18th.
So I guess the word to families is, as long as you've done it by March 18th, it's on time. You don't have to stay up all night on the last day in January to do it at midnight. It's okay as long as you get it done by March 18th. Your registration, you'll be in that lottery and it will be considered
Correct.
on
Correct.
time.
That's correct.
And there won't be, the other question that we've received is, will you have sufficient appointments? And we've been able to calculate that out for that entire enrollment period, and yes, we will have plenty of appointments for families to enroll during that period.
Last question, do we anticipate how many new kindergarten students will come into the district next year?
We could take a guess. Our parent informational nights were crowded 3 nights in a row. We're anticipating to have about 25 to 2,600 new kindergartners next year. We're looking forward to it. We love seeing the families when their joy that they're maybe getting their first child or their last child into our system. We are very fortunate to be that first kind of line that they see at the district office.
All right, thank you both very, very much. For new families, the Office of Student Support Services is here to welcome you, help you along the way, and really provide support. Thank you very much from all of us at Community Conversations.